Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Sports Wave Network and Sports Corner with the Conn Man. I am your host, the Conn Man. And folks, this afternoon, I have with me a very special guest. He goes by the name, make sure I pronounce it correctly, Setema Gail Jr. Did I pronounce it correctly?
Setema.
September Nally. You know, I was scrolling through Facebook and I saw you on there, and I said, this guy is absolutely amazing. I said, I got to get him on my show. And I'm honored and privileged that you took the time because you're a very busy man. You got 42,000 followers. So, you know what I mean? So I want to thank you for coming on my show. For the folks, the very few who do not know about you, can you please let the viewers know a little bit about your background, your grind, and your journey?
You got it. First of all, Michael, thank you for having me. I'm so grateful to be here. And so quickly, right, played college football at BYU. Was always my dream to go to BYU. Got a scholarship, ended up being a starter, a captain, all-conference player there. I had a little tiny career with the New England Patriots. And I was blessed and fortunate to win a Super Bowl with them back in 2001, 2002. Ooh. Following the Super Bowl with the Patriots, came home and jumped into the mortgage and real estate arena and did very, very well. We were very blessed. We worked hard, but I wasn't prepared for the 2008 recession. And that just absolutely beat us up, took me out. So we hit the bottom to the point where, again, filed the bankruptcy, sold my Super Bowl ring, was on government assistance. Oh. And for about 4 years, went through a dark wilderness. And then I came back out on top, rebuilt, and today I'm able to coach amazing people, speak on stages around the world, and make a difference for people with my books, my programs, my group coaching, and I love what I do. I also have an education company called Elite Performance Prep Academy. So whether I'm coaching adults or mentoring youth and teenagers, I feel so blessed, and I love what I do, and I'm grateful to be here with you.
You know, I think it's amazing. And, you know, I like to have my guests make an impact. And I know for a fact you're definitely going to make an impact on all the people who are tuning in. And we're seeing all over the country. Not as popular as you are, but, you know, we're getting there. We're doing our thing. And what got you started? What made you decide to go into becoming an entrepreneur?
You know, the only job I've ever had, the only W-2 paycheck I've ever had was in the NFL. That was it. The moment I came home, it was like I couldn't even get a job because my mind was always dreaming, lots of ambition, always wanting to create lifestyle and freedom and make a difference and be able to control my income. So from the get-go, right, from 2003 until today, like it's been entrepreneurship, business, side businesses, multiple businesses, successful businesses, and lots of failures. But I believe that for people who feel called, I feel called to be what I call a game changer, someone who makes a difference, someone who is supposed to call and wake up other leaders to live their calling and purpose. So it's always been that way for me. And I don't ever see I was just asking my business partner the other day, hey, do you think I could have a job like being employed? And my business partner was like, not at all. Like you get fired you'd probably take over the business within the first couple of days. So,
you know, I looked and you made a quote. Have you always known there was more to life than just making lots of money and accumulation of things? What do you mean by that?
You know, the status quo, the program that most people run is go to school, go to college, get a job, get a 401k, work for 40 years, save, save, and, just play this safe life and, do the 2 weeks paid time off, and then you die. But there's a group of people out there that I know they're like me. We were meant to do something that breaks the mold, that breaks free. There's more to life than just waking up, going to work, paying your bills, going to bed. There was like living your purpose. There was creating value. There was living your calling. There was having experiences such as whether it was church work, community work, travel, art, right? Your gifts and talents. There's more to life than just the simple box that most people live in. And so my calling as a leader of the Game Changer movement is to wake people up and to call forth the leaders, the beacons. And some of them have forgotten. So I run my ads, I run my programs, my content. I find the leaders and I liberate them. We wake them up. We get them to shine again so they can go lead their movements and live their calling and their passion and purpose.
Can you let the viewers know, you said you have a calling. When did you know, or when did you receive that calling?
1995. 1995, I was a missionary from a church. And I was in Micronesia, Guam. So I was flying with we call him a mission president. He's like our leader of our mission. And he handed me a book called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Inside of that book, when I began to read the book by Stephen R. Covey, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, man, my mind was open. I mean, I'm reading this book and he's talking about a paradigm shift and an inside out approach and principles. And I'm like, dude, this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to write books and change people's minds and hearts like he's changing mine. Like I fell in love with personal development, goal setting, mindset, just how to be more productive, how to get more out of life, how to have a positive attitude, how to reframe things. And so that calling started when I was like in my late teen years, and it's never, ever left me. Even though I've had great businesses or jobs, as you want to call it, there's always this voice inside of me. And that voice inside of me is constantly nudging me. Like I know what I'm supposed to do. And it's not to just go make money and have nice stuff. And like it is really, I'm called to make a real difference in the lives and the hearts and the souls of men and women around the world.
Wow. Absolutely amazing. When did you decide, okay, I received this calling and I want to expand. I want to expose myself to be able to lead others in the right direction. When did that occur?
When the NFL was done, it was 2003. So I'm done with the NFL and I'm down in Alabama getting a final physical, and then I'm about to fly home. And there's no more college, there's no more school. And in college, I got C's. My C's got my degrees. I wasn't that interested in learning the college curriculum. To me, quite frankly, it was just a waste of my time. Like I went to college for, play football, dating, the social scene. Right. The classes were like, I could play this game and get some decent grades. But once the NFL was done and it was like, okay, football's done. I already got a college degree. Now what? I took a shuttle to the Barnes and Nobles, picked up a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And that book blew me out of the water. I read it 3 times in 2 days. I couldn't put it down. Like it was mind blowing. Talking about liabilities and assets and real estate, the way his rich dad, this abundant, wealthy mentality versus a poverty mindset, the prosperity mindset versus poverty and scarcity. From that moment on, I read books every day. I devour podcasts. I devour just as much knowledge. I pay coaches. I pay mentors because there's a phrase that says earners are learners. And if I want to earn more, I've got to learn more and apply those things. And I've got to input new information, which then gives me a new perspective, which then expands possibilities of what most people cannot even fathom. My job then is to turn around and liberate other people to do the same thing. So, man, it's been 2 decades of learning, reading, paying coaches and mentors, being a part of masterminds, consuming content that just opens up my mind to possibilities beyond possibilities.
I'm speechless right now. That's incredible. And now, let the viewers know, because I've been following you. I know damn near everything about you. But for the viewers who are tuning in who do not know, you put out posts that are inspiring and motivational. And then, of course, how do you combine, because I know your physical fitness, shall we say, and your entrepreneurial skills and what you do, speaking all over the country, all over the world. How do you combine both, and how you get that message across about not just being mentally in shape, but physically in shape as well?
Yeah, I love it. This is a great question. So,
Thank you.
first of all, I appreciate. Look, the body, the physical body, right, is a vessel. It's a temple. It's a vehicle. It's a tool. As an athlete, we sometimes refer to it as a weapon, right? To build power. The body is the frame that houses the mind and the brain, which allows us to build dreams and to think and to create. And so I know if I don't have power in my body, movement, muscle, fitness, I'm not sharp. And, everyone wants, like, people talk about time being the greatest thing. No, I'd say time's number 2, but I'd say health is number 1. Without your health, you can't do much. So you see people build all this financial success at the cost of their health. Then they're older. Now they got to spend all their money on trying to stay awake and alive and pain-free. And I mean, I exercise daily. I walk, I move, I lift, I eat 6 meals a day. I take protein and vitamins and creatine. And again, I just believe that God has given us this beautiful body, this temple that obviously is a miracle in and of itself. So if you're not taking care of your body can't take care of you. And if your body can't take care of you, now you are left to, right, just all the elements. And I don't want that. I also am more confident. Most people feel better when you exercise. You feel better when you look good, you feel good. Like primetime Deion Sanders says, if you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you play good, you get paid good. And if you get paid good, you live good. So again, I like to wear like clothes that make me feel good. And again, just talking about feeling good, your thoughts and your energy, you can literally change your reality. You can reshape what's possible. And the body's just a great start because you can control what you put in. You can control the gym. You can control the hydration, how much you drink, how much electrolytes and water. Then you can also control what time you go to bed. So taking care of your body is one of the greatest responsibilities that fuels purpose and passion.
And you know something, because this is a sports show and we have a lot of athletes who are tuning in. So y'all giving some very good information for those who are tuning in, and also for the parents, coaches, players, and anyone else who's tuning in as well. Now, I know for a fact you are a man of God. Can you speak on that?
Yeah, so behind me, right, there's a picture of a rendition of Jesus. And I believe in God. I believe in Jesus, my Savior and my Redeemer. I believe in the power of prayer because I have prayed throughout my life, and I've seen God answer my prayers. I believe in miracles and in angels. I love reading the Word of God. I love worshiping on Sundays and having worship with my family. Each night we say family prayer. We usually pray in the mornings. We pray over our food, and we strive to have Christ be a guest at every conversation in our home. Sometimes I get a little short, not as patient with my sons, and I got to repent and call in the gift of repentance when I lose my cool with my sons. But I love the Lord, and I love the phrase. During Christmas time, we always talk about wise men, how the 3 wise men. But I love the phrase that says, "Wise men still seek Him today," and I seek Him daily, and I try to walk with Jesus daily so I can have His Spirit to be with me and His love to be with me.
Now, you are an author as well.
That is right.
Can you speak about that?
Yeah, I got a book called Game Changer. I have a book called Winning After the Game. I have one of my original books called Money Box Systems I wrote back in 2008. So, but my most recent book, Game Changer, some people will never come hear me speak. Some people will never hear my podcast, but some people will pick up my book. Mm-hmm. And in my most recent book called Game Changer, it is a guide to helping you, what I call, overcome old self-gravity. what you're trained, taught, and educated to believe that might not be true. Inside of the book, I gave you the protocols and the principles and the battle-tested strategies to help you live your greatest calling, to help you uncover your gifts and to get really clear about the life you want to live. So I love it, right? You can get my book on my site. I give it to you for free. You just got to pay for the shipping. And then we give you an audio book, we give you a PDF, and we give you a physical book. And a lot of people there that have been reading the book, the reviews are fantastic. And I'm just grateful for the support.
I don't want this to be like an interview because you are special. I want you to convey what it is that you want to impress or let the viewers know about you and about when you go all over the country. What do you speak on? And part two, let's say I come to you or I get in touch with you and I say, hey, look, I'm trying to delve into this world of business or podcasting, whatever it is, but I'm finding a lot of roadblocks, and I feel a lot of discouragement, and I may want to, kind of like give it up. What would you say to people who come to you or who write to you or whatever when things are not going as they may like or what they might have planned? And this is where I think you are going to come through right now.
Well, I would say that, one of the biggest things is you have to remember who you are and what you're wanting to create. If you can remember that, like your purpose and what you're striving to build and what you're striving to create, you'll be amazed at the power you have to endure. Look, tough times don't last. Tough people do, right? That's this old cliche phrase. So that's one thing I just tell people, like, if you can remember your why did you start? Why did you get on the journey? Whether it was to write a book, do a podcast, build a business, go play sports, get a scholarship. Why? Like, what was it? And then you have to understand that life is as joyous and joyful as life is. You got to understand, like, you're going to be tested. Every one of us gets tested. No one is immune from affliction, from adversity, from tribulation. So you have to develop this, what I call this thick skin, right? You got to develop this grit and this passion. Like, okay, I can endure the hardest things out there if my why is big enough. And if I develop enough commitment around what's clear and what I want. That's what I would tell someone. I'm like, look, you can give up, but then what? Even if you give up, let's say for example, let's say like I live in Vegas and the goal is to get to California. Mm-hmm. So let's say I get on the road and I start going to California, and let's say the car breaks down and I just give up like 2 hours in. Well, it's a 4-hour drive. So even if I give up, then what? I'm still stuck. You got to move. So you can give up or you can rest. Then you got to get up and go again. And the other thing I'd say is nobody wants to go to their grave with regret. True. I don't. Nobody wants to look back and say, man, I wish I would have started earlier. I saw a quote one time that said, one day you will look back and you will wish that you started earlier, or you will wish that you did not give up. So that's what I'd say to people who like are feeling discouraged. And Michael, I got to tell you, like, there is this heaviness right now in the marketplace. We saw what happened with Charlie Kirk. Yes. We're seeing what's happened over in the Middle East. We're seeing all these wars and rumors of wars. We're seeing the left and the right argue. We're seeing just some of the most vicious things, not just in the physical domain, but spiritual warfare. And so while there is this battle going on, I know that every human being, we have a power inside of us that yearns for light, for truth, for love. And like, I can't control everything that's going on out there, but what I can control is what I do every single day, the value that I create every single day, what I do with my resources and being a wise steward over the resources that God has given me. So that's what I would share with someone. Look, tough times don't last, but tough people do. And at the end of the day, if you truly, like, I love it. I go to Christian scriptures, right? Jesus, Matthew 22 is like, hey, Master, what's the greatest commandment? He's like, love God, love your fellow man. And I'm like, if you can have a love for God and love your fellow man like yourself, and you can just be a great human being, we can disagree on things, but at the end of the day, we can still have a love and a respect for one another. And if you love your family, like for me, I got boys, I got a family. I get up and work hard for them. I get up and work hard to make my parents proud. I get up and work hard for my nieces and my nephews, for my aunts and uncles, for my family, for my ancestors, for future generations. So I know like I got enough reasons to push forward, to do the work.
Now you explained that, but I'm going to try to take it to a different level.
Yeah,
You said
please.
you've done so many things, and after you played NFL football with the New England Patriots, who I don't like. But anyway, you talked about that, and when you've been told no, I always ask my guests this: when you've been told no, 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 how do you have the inspiration to keep going on and the motivation to keep going on when you've been constantly told no?
Number one, no lives in the land of yeses, and yes lives in the land of no. So if someone keeps telling me no, I know there's a yes around the corner. Number two is I better make sure that I know how to ask for what I want. Sometimes I'm asking the wrong question. I'm making the wrong request. And so I just know, look, if I keep asking and I get better at asking and I get more clear about what I'm asking for, I just have a belief that someone out there will answer my request. The scriptures teach, Lord says how many times in the scriptures, ask and you shall receive. So ask from a place of power. Don't ask like, well, if it's okay. If I tell people, if you want something, go ask. And then you got to become more skilled at asking. You got to learn how to ask. You got to learn how to overcome objections. You got to learn how to, what I call, make your case. I want something, I better go make a case. You look at these entrepreneurs, whether it's going and make a sale or going and recruiting people and convincing them to join your business or join your team, you're asking them. So you got to learn the critical skills of sales, influence, persuasion. And again, these are all learnable things. So you're asking, you keep getting told no. I'm like, well, go ask someone else and learn how to be a better asker and learn how to ask the right question and learn from the past so you don't repeat that and just get better and better. And to me, like, I believe people out there want to say yes. They're just waiting for the right person to make the request.
And you have a tremendous career, and who knows where you're going to be in 5-10 years. But what I want to ask you is, when you look back and reflect, if you do, what were the pros and the cons of your experiences that you've gone through, and how did that prepare you for what you're doing now?
Man, I love this question because all of my failures in the past, it prepared me for now. Every failure that I've had has gotten me ready. It's prepared my soul. It's prepared my mindset. It's prepared my capacity and my containers to be able to hold these reservoirs of experience and faith. I know how to deal with failure. I know what it's like to get my butt kicked. I know what it's like to lose everything. I know what it's like to be up against my back against the wall, facing a figurative Goliath, so to speak. I know what that's like. I also know what it's like to be still and to know that God is. I know what it's like to have people reach out and say, can I help you? I got to say yes. I know what it's like to have God whisper to me and tell me to do things and for me to listen and obey and go. So every failure, everything that I've ever done, even if it didn't turn out the way I wanted, God has a way of consecrating our efforts and making things way better than we could have ever imagined. Like there's things, there's these quotes on Instagram. It's like, be grateful you didn't get what you wanted because God had a better plan. Sometimes I read those and I'm like, man, shut up, man. I don't want to hear that. And yet it's true. It is so true. Like, I just believe in a God who created worlds without numbers, who is all knowing, all loving, and he really knows what's best for us. So I put my trust in him. And it's like Proverbs 3:5-6, trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not unto thine own understanding. Acknowledge him in all thy ways and he will direct thy paths for good. And that is the life that I live today. If a door closes, I know something's opening down the road. If someone says no here, that's leading me to a yes over here. So I keep moving forward with faith.
Deep, very deep. Do you have any regrets?
No regrets. Like no regrets. I try to live a life and I'd rather make a decision and have it be the wrong decision than I can pivot and course correct rather than sit on the fence and make no decision at all. Because no decision is a decision. And I just love like successful people. They decide and they move. They are decisive in their actions. And if it's not the right thing, they can pivot. So I have no regrets, man. Not at all. Like I look at, if I had to go back to 2007, 2008, lose everything again, I'm like, yeah, I do it because it prepared me for where I'm at today. It prepared me for every year ahead of me. And so God in his infinite wisdom, like he knows where I'm at and he knows who I am. So again, I do the best that I can. I do everything that I can. I do what's required. And at the end of the day, I rely on the grace of Christ to fill in the gaps for me.
Wow, this is so refreshing, man. This ain't for the viewers. This is for me. You know what I mean? So again, I'm so honored for you to come on my show. Let the viewers know, what are your plans for right now? I mean, where you're going to be at? Let people know about you, because once they see this, I guarantee they're going to want to get a hold of you and go see your shows or get your books or videos or whatever, Instagram, whatever they can get their hands on, like me. Because all I do is been looking you up for I've been harassing you to get on about 4 or 5 months now. So for those who just looking at you and seeing you and seeing how you are a man of God, man of faith, and how you have changed your life around from, like you said, you had all the experiences you've been through, and to come out on top and look what's happening to you now is absolutely amazing.
Well, thank you, man. It's an honor. Again, my family, my parents, my support groups, and all the people, I'm not here by myself, right? There's an entire support group of people, my family, my team. Like I couldn't have done anything without the entire support group. Or as we say, it takes a village to raise a child. I'm still a child in a village. So, what I'd say is I'm leading a movement. It's called Game Changer. And I just know I work with people who are really up to something incredible. If your life is just perfect and you're good, I'm probably not your guy. But if you just know there's something missing and you're like, God, I've got some success, but something feels off. I tell people, look, it's not that you're weak. You're not broken. There's nothing wrong with you. You're just out of alignment. Most of the people I work with, they are out of alignment. So I help them to create alignment between, number one, the clarity of where they are, the clarity of who they are, but more importantly, the clarity of where they want to be, the life they want to create, the purpose they want to fulfill. Number two, after clarity is what I call, right, the calling, what they're called to do, the job, the mission, the purpose, the business, the family, the relationships, the health, the fitness. So between clarity and calling, then the third C of alignment is what I call connection. Our job is to help you connect your physicality to your spirituality to your relationships to your finances. So between, other words, right, your fitness, your faith, your family, your finance, right? Just all these domains, physical, spiritual, relational, financial. That's what I do with alignment. So go get your book, Game Changer. You can get that at setemagali.com/game changer. I've got a podcast called Game Changer, and I've taken about a year and a half off the podcast, but there's 600 plus episodes, almost 600 episodes of a podcast, right, that I've filmed over the last 10 years. And I'm going to start picking that up here in the next couple months. We've got a YouTube channel. So there's a lot of content on YouTube you can just consume. And then again, we have our groups, our different groups. We have our Game Changer group, and that's the big one, right? We call it Game Changer Elite. That's our community. And inside of that community, for me, like, you get access to the live events, to Game Changer Live, we have a certified master coach, a stage speaking boot camp, an immersion program, just all these programs that are designed to help a person become their best self, their most committed self, their most certain and powerful self.
Incredible. You know, if you could do me a favor, I just want to sit back. I just want to sit back and enjoy. Is there anything maybe I didn't ask that you wanted to convey? Is there anything that you wanted to get out there that maybe, Mike didn't ask me that. Maybe he should have asked me this. Or maybe I didn't get an opportunity to say what I wanted to say. Maybe there's something I might have forgotten. I'm giving you the floor. I'm giving you your flowers. I'm giving you the floor.
No, thank you. You know, I'd say this is, if you are tired, right? If you're tired, if you feel worn out, if you feel discouraged and depressed, like you've been trying so hard for so long and you're still not seeing the fruits of your labor, I'd say don't give up. It's just around the corner. Something's going to happen. And again, what I do is I help you to get back into alignment. Alignment is getting just clear. Like, clear is like, I don't want to do what I'm doing anymore. Like, I can't keep doing what I'm doing. Like, it no longer serves me. It doesn't work for me. And there's some people who are at that place in life where they're just like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I won't. So that's the first thing, is like, okay, now what? Then I tell people, well, let's go confront it. And let's go get clear about the life that you do want. You know, that the home you want to live in, the home you want to raise your children in, the type of lifestyle, the type of work. You know, some people say, oh, I just want to sit on the beach and drink margaritas. Like, I'm going to tell you right now, you can make all the money, and after about a week, you'll be bored out of your mind. Like, we are wired to work. We are wired to create. We are wired to search and to move and to enjoy. So we get you really clear about this life, and then we put a plan and a strategy together to go get that. And yes, there are some things you're going to have to cut out of your life. There are absolutely some things you're going to have to sacrifice to go get the life you want. But I'm really talking to the person who, again, maybe you're on the verge of giving up, on the fringe of divorce. Maybe you have had some very inflicting thoughts, like you might want to harm yourself. And I'm telling you right now, don't do that. Somebody needs you. And all it takes is for you to reach out. And if you're like, Setema, how do you know? I've been there. I know what it's like to have those thoughts. You're like, maybe it's better that I'm not here. I've had those thoughts. I've been depressed. I've had days where I can't get out of bed. I know what that's like. So in me overcoming and, again, learning what I've learned and building what I call the Game Changer protocol, right? The different pillars and the modules of how to live this way of power and purpose and passion and perspective. I truly believe no matter what you've faced and no matter how dark the road is that you've traveled, there's always a way back, and there's always a better way, and there's always a choice that you can make that would shift and transform your mind and your heart. So that's what I'd say is, you know, I love just having opportunities to share my heart, because I know some people are ready to give up. Whether you're a single mom, single dad, you're a failing entrepreneur, maybe you're in a job that you hate the job. You're like, what's my purpose? Or maybe you've experienced success, but now you feel irrelevant and you feel like nobody listens to you, and you feel like maybe you lost some power and just that oomph, that bite. I'm telling you right now, it's not over. It's not too late. You still have a calling inside of you. You're still breathing. Let's help you to go be your best. Let's go help you to live your protocol, what I call game changer, so that one day when you do go to your grave, you'll go to your grave empty, having lived your purpose, having sung your song, having written the book. Like you'll go to your grave empty with no regrets, zero. And you will have like you have emptied the tank. And generations, I know some people say, well, in 100 years, no one will remember who you are. Someone always remembers you because you made a difference in their life. And whether it's a building with your name on it, a book or 2 books that you wrote, a podcast, your content you put out, your gift to the world, like you matter and you make a difference. So that's my worst. Everyone is like, keep fighting, keep going, keep moving. Like I love the scripture that says, although weeping may endure for a night, joy cometh in the morning.
Awesome. What do you say to those, because I know you and I know people like this, where I guess you could say they're living a lie. What I mean by that is, they want to put on a facade on the outside, but on the inside, they're in a lot of pain, and they got to look at that man in the mirror.
Yeah. Number one, stop lying. Like stop lying. Jesus said the truth will set you free. Excuse me, just grab this drink here. Like it was literal, like the truth will set you free, literally. And my worst people would be like, okay, listen, like you gotta stop lying and you gotta tell the truth about what you want. And if you can tell the truth about where you are and about what you want and about what's required, you'll be surprised at how the path opens up for you. Son, let's zoom this in, son. Okay. A little bit closer. My son's just right here. So just zoom it in and focus it. There you go. A little more. There you go.
Good.
Yeah. Zoom that in a little bit more, son. That's perfect. But that's what I would tell people is like, I tell them, you get one shot at this life. Why are you wasting it? Why would you feel sorry for yourself and be in pity? Why would you stay in a state of, I feel sorry for myself and woe is me? And I'm telling you right now, like, you got one shot. So you better make it count. And it doesn't matter how much money you've lost. It doesn't matter if you've, having a strange relationship with your child or with your parent. It doesn't matter that maybe you made some mistakes. We all fall short. We all make mistakes. So your job is to pick yourself up and go make the best of the life you have. And there's a story in the Bible that I love. Jesus is with his disciples and it's like 5,000 people and they are starving and there ain't no food. And the disciples are like, man, send the people away. And Jesus is like, we got to feed them. And the disciples are like, we don't got anything. Jesus is like, well, what do we got? Young lad had some loaves and fishes, right? Just some loaves and fishes. Certainly not enough to feed 5,000. But I love the story that says, Jesus took the bread and the fish and he blessed it. And the people ate and were filled. And there were like 12 baskets. There were leftovers. I love that story because today, we might only have some loaves and fishes left.
True.
We might not have a lot left in the tank.
Mm-hmm.
We might be running on empty, like your phone, your figurative, your battery might be on red.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, Lord, I don't know if I can do this. And the reason I love looking at how Jesus lived, because there's those principles we can make it relevant to here now. I'm like, bring what you got to the table and let the Lord magnify and maximize. Let the Lord multiply your energy, your vision, your voice, your ambition, right? Your desires. Let the Lord magnify that and multiply it. And just like he did with loaves and fishes, he'll do the same thing for people. Do the same thing for you.
what were your, up to this time, what were your fondest memories growing up or playing for the Patriots? Or let the viewers know some of your fondest memories.
Man, some of my fondest memories, I'd say winning the Super Bowl was one for sure.
Oh, of course.
Winning that, but the birth of my kids,
Yes.
right? Building a family, like getting married, having a family, birth of my sons. I remember selling my Super Bowl ring. That was, as traumatic as that was, I just remember saying to myself, this is not the end. It's just the beginning. It's the beginning, right? It's just the beginning. And truly, it has been a journey. It's been a beautiful journey where I've seen God work miracles inside of me. I've seen God send miracles. I've seen God open Red Seas on my behalf and calm the lions on my behalf, right? Like Daniel in the lion's den. So from football to business to running events to having transformational experiences with clients and people. And I think some of my favorite memories are when a client says, this is the best money I've ever spent because I'm closer to my family. I'm closer to my God. And this was like the best investment. Like, I am so grateful, Setema, that you listened to your calling and you're doing what you got to do for us because you've changed my life. And those moments are incredible. I love having moments with my sons where my sons are like, Dad, I love you. And I was like, I love you too. And I hug my boys, I embrace them, and just so grateful. So yeah, some people want to hear about stories of football, but I'm like, nah, man, it's the moment, those moments, those tender moments with your family, tender moments with people you make a difference for, tender moments where someone makes a difference for me, right? That's huge for me.
Now I'm going to hit you with one because I keep it 100 on my show. Now, this is not me, but I'm just saying, because you speak of God and your faith. Now, if you were to talk to someone who's like, nah, man, I don't want to hear that. You know what I mean? They put a negative turn on what you got to say. How do you react to someone who doesn't share your same faith? Or, now I don't want to make this into all that, but I just want to have the viewers get an understanding with maybe someone just doesn't relate to what you're saying as far as the faith God aspect.
It's okay. It's okay. What I would say to them is, I would just say, hey, if your life is working right now, like if it's really working the way, like it's giving you what you want, keep doing it. You don't got to do what I do. Like if what you're doing is working, like for example, I work out. I don't smoke. I don't drink alcohol. There's just things I don't do. I like to read and study and lift. I love to spend time with my family. If someone's living a life where they're just like, what a waste, I'm like, hey, I'm not trying to influence you at all to do it. If what you are doing, number one, is working for you, in other words, it's giving you total fulfillment, total joy, meaning of life, and number two, you can look into the future and say, if I keep doing what I'm doing, I'm going to get to where I want to go. I'm like, by all means, don't listen to me. Just keep doing what you're doing. And the reason I say that is Jesus had a phrase that says, by their fruits, ye shall know them. So if the fruits of your life is what you want, keep going. What I do know is there's a lot of counterfeits out there. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of people who are very miserable. They pretend on social media that their life is amazing, but they're miserable. They're out of alignment. They're not congruent, and they're not living on purpose. So to those people, I'd say, like, if you want a different possibility, take a look. Come try it on. Just come try it on. For example, someone's never gone to the gym before and they're like, why do you go to the gym? I'm like, well, I could tell you anything and everything.
Right.
Why don't you just come to the gym for like, come for 30 days? And I don't even try to kill them. I'm like, let's just go work out. Let's just eat some different foods.
Right.
Let's put some different stimulus in your body. Let's try something different and see if the fruit is desirable.
That is so true. You know, I work out, not like you, but I work out a lot. And, you know, I understand, you know, how much it benefits me, not only my physical part, but also my mental as well. And that's why I kind of relate to you when I saw you on Facebook and all that you do. You know, I've had some fitness trainers on my show. I've had numerous guests from all walks of life and all that as well. Now, give us, before we go, and again, I want to thank you for coming on my show, taking the time. I know you're a busy man, and you didn't have to do this, but I'm so honored and blessed that you took the time to come on my show. You didn't know me from a hole in the wall, so I greatly appreciate that. Give us a day in the life of you.
You got it. So today's a good example. So I wake up typically about maybe 5 o'clock. I love to study the word and read. I love to do what's called visualization and conscious self-creation. So there are some things that I rehearse mentally and verbally and spiritually. I like to create it in my mind. So I love to visualize the day ahead of me. I love to create myself, right? I am powerful. I am, and I have a lot of things that I say and rehearse to myself and repeat. Breakfast is simple: oatmeal, blueberries, egg whites, egg, and I'm off to the gym. Well, and I go to the gym, get a workout in, come home, take my boys to school. I'll usually teach one of the classes there because it's our academy. I'll have client calls. I like to take a little meditation nap during the day. I like to go out to my backyard, sit in the sun for about 20, 25 minutes and meditate and get some sun on my skin. I typically do a couple more phone calls for work or whatever I got to do for work. And then I have football practice with my sons. So we leave about 5:15. My 15-year-old helps coach my 13-year-old's team. He's a great coach. We coach football, get home about 8:30, eat dinner, shower, clean up, have family prayer, family gratitude, and we'll call it a day. And I do it again. And, obviously Saturday's game day, Sunday's church. But for the most part, like, I love working on my businesses. I love an education company that it's our sports academies for K through 12. And again, just always trying to be better, man. So I'm what I would call a lifestyle guy. When I say lifestyle, I love my lifestyle. The freedom I'm not trying to go 100 miles an hour. I love to be with my kids. I love to be in the car with my kids. I love to train with my sons. And I love to make a difference for other people. So super simple. It's, obviously if there's an event, then it's an event week and I'm speaking and I'm up early and I've got the team and we're coordinating. But for the most part, like, morning routine, workout, breakfast. I eat 6 meals a day. I'm 4 meals in already for the day today. I got 2 more meals to go. And I got another cardio session tonight. So yeah, that's it, man. Pretty simple. I share this with you. And that's why I wrote the book, because in the book I have Game Changer, I share all the things that I do. I share all the protocols that I share with my clients so people can really live an amazing life and go to their grave with no regrets. So, yeah.
You are amazing. I'm telling you right now, when the people who are watching, how can they get in touch with you again and also talk about your books before we go? I could talk to you till midnight, but we only got a few more minutes left. So if you could let the people know how to get in touch with you, how to get a hold of your books.
You got it. So you can follow me on social, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Also, go get the book. It's on my website, Setemagali, SETEMAGALI.com/game changer. I'm giving you the book for free. All you got to do is cover the shipping for me, and I'll ship the book to you for free. And then join our communities. Again, we have a Game Changer community. And there's an investment there. But if you just want content, YouTube channel, Instagram, Facebook, And if you ever have a chance to come to one of my events and your heart's like, I got to go to this thing, I invite you to come. I invite you to be a part of it and join us and check out the podcast as well. It's called Game Changer with Setema. And I just appreciate you, Michael, having me. What a blessing and what an honor to be here with your people, your tribe, your community.
Well, again, I've had quite a few guests, but you have made more of an impact on me than all of them. And I know when people view this, they're going to have the same feelings that I do. Again, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for coming on my show. And God bless you. You are absolutely amazing.
God bless you, Michael. Thank you so much, my man. I appreciate you.
Have a great night. God bless.
Thank you.
Folks, wow. Folks, I've had so many guests on my show, and Setema Gali has been a major impact on me today, and I'm sure the people who are tuning in will feel the same way. I've been following him, and I watched him all along, and I just wanted to have him on the show because I wanted you guys to see what I see looking at his posts, his videos, and he's just a very special person, and honored to have him come on my show. Well, folks, if that doesn't motivate you, inspire you, I don't know what will. Again, I want to thank him for coming on my show, and it's been an honor and a pleasure. Thank you.
God bless you, Michael. Thank you so much, my man. We'll see you soon.
Yes, you will. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Again, thank you. I want to let you know what we got coming on. You know me, I'm very rarely lost for words, but I am. I never thought I would be able to get someone of that stature on my show. And I don't know. He came on and you guys saw what I saw. It's just phenomenal. Last week I had Dr. Heather Larkin talking about the mindset performance. This week I got Setema Gali coming on. I keep saying his name wrong. Junior on my show, and he talks about leadership, transformation, and so many things. And he gave you guys an insight to his world, his life. And I just think that is a phenomenal thing. So I've been blessed. And then, we got some great guests coming on. I don't know what to say. I just want to thank you people for tuning in. Please like, share. And, I don't know. I feel I'm blessed to have the guests that I have on my show. I want to again thank my producer, Key Williams, who without her, this would never become a reality. And, I'm still a little emotional. My man he just absolutely amazing. I'm just, whew. Anyway, I don't want to keep my eyes running out of time right here, right now. But again, I want to thank you guys for tuning into my show, Sports Corner with the Conn Man, on the Sports Wave Network and Roku TV. We have some great guests coming on. Mike Jarvis, former head coach at Cambridge Ranger Latin, who ended up coaching Patrick Ewing. Also, BU, St. John's, George Washington. I got some great guests. Next week, I got two great guests coming on, and I don't know. I just enjoy doing this show. I don't know. It just gives me great pride and joy to be able to recognize others. And, every now and then I luck out and have people like I just had. So anyway, I just want to thank you guys for tuning into my show. Please tune in next Friday, 6 p.m. live here on the Sports Wave Network and on my show, Sports Corner with the Conn Man. Again, this is Michael Conn. Tune in next week. Great show. God bless. Take care. Have a great night.